I ended up with the
To order the meeting of the Public Improvements and Safety Committee for June 19th, 2023. Roll has been taken and we do have a quorum. First on the agenda is the approval of minutes from April 17th, 2023. May I have a motion, please?
So made.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Are there any additions or corrections? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Minutes are approved. Next, I present ordinance 30-23 and entertain a motion for approval.
So made. Second.
I have a motion and a second. May I have staff report, please?
Yes, ma'am. The village has recently had a number of inquiries for fiber internet installation in the village right-of-way. In an effort to better preserve village right-of-ways and to ensure that the village is compensated for its cost of administering permits for work in those right-of-ways, staff has determined that modifications to Chapter 8 of the village's Code of Ordinances are necessary. This newly drafted utility ordinance would cover telecommunications, gas, petroleum, as well as electric lines. Some highlights of what is included in this ordinance are as follows. It outlines the application process, general application requirements, and has a staff review timeline incorporated in it. It covers the cost of professional reviews as well as traffic signal locates. It includes a section on surety to make sure the village is covered in the event a contractor does not perform their duties and obligations. There is also an insurance coverage section which regulates the amount of coverage a contractor needs to have in order to perform work in our right-of-ways. It covers the location and depth requirements for each utility that wants to utilize village right-of-way. And lastly, it covers the acceptable construction methods and materials that can be utilized during installation. On May 1st of 2023, the village approved a temporary moratorium for the issuance of right-of-way permits for fiber internet installation in order to allow staff time to update Chapter 8. Staff is recommending adopting Ordinance 30-23, and by doing so, the moratorium will be lifted. And with that, I'd be happy to answer questions.
Is there any discussion from the committee? I don't see any. All right, so I'll call for a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, this will go to July 10th board meeting with a positive recommendation. Next, I present resolution 35R23 and entertain a motion for approval.
So made.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. May I have staff report, please?
Thank you, Madam Chair. For a little bit of background information for some of the newer faces in the room, the village is, by permit, required to maintain the channel and the pond that essentially start up by Forest Hills Road and goes all the way across up to 251. As part of that channel relocation, DNR required the village to become responsible for all future maintenance. The idea being that if it's left to some private entity, it probably would not get done. In the time since the pond was built about 25 years ago, actually a little bit longer than that, the first iteration of the pond was built, certain things have happened. The floor has silted in, so it's no longer absorbing water. The pond was designed to drain solely through infiltration. Noxious weeds have taken over. We have a lot of dead trees out there. We have a lot of scrub trees out there. We've got some overgrowth that's taken over. It's just time for some good old-fashioned maintenance to get rid of all that stuff and restore the pond to what it was supposed to be, which is kind of a natural prairie land, with the idea that, you know, our future maintenance burdens are not going to be nearly as heavy as what they are now. So with that, we designed plans, placed those out for bid. We had 7 general contractors pick up plan documents, so we had a lot of interest. We did have 1 plan room. We had 2 proposals turned in for it. During bidding, I thought to myself, you know, I really need for this project is somebody who knows farming, because a lot of this is going to be working in the muck and figuring out ways to do things, you know, in a more cost-efficient manner. And Mark Kelsey, amongst his other things, is a farmer and has done quite a bit of work associated with McMahon for probably the last 10 or 15 years. It's been some time since he's actually done some work within the village of Machesney Park itself. But Mark's a very capable contractor and really good person and good guy to work with. So pleased with the bid results that we have. Obviously, we're about $500,000 underneath our opinion of cost. We recommend award of the contract to Kelsey Excavating As our normal procedure, it is on tonight's board meeting so that we can get contract documents executed. Contractor can start ordering materials because those will have a little bit longer lead times. So we'd like to see that go to the board with a positive, positive recommendation. With that, I would answer any questions.
Any committee discussion? Seeing none, we'll call for a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? This will go to tonight's board meeting with a positive recommendation. And next, I present Resolution 36R23 and entertain a motion for approval, please.
So made.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. May I have staff report, please?
Again, thank you, Madam Chair. I looked ahead at the calendar and realized that our July meetings are the second and fourth Mondays. So again, asking for this one to be on board agenda tonight. This is our standard resolution that authorizes bidding for our projects. One of the things that we do during the bidding process is we hold a pre-bid conference with the contractors. It's not mandatory. Whoever wants to show up can show up. We go through the project in detail. We outline a number of things that are traditionally important to both you folks and us. As part of the owner and staff, things like access to driveways and where traffic control is, and things that are designed really to keep the project moving and minimize complaints. During that meeting, we do say that the board has considered a resolution authorizing bidding for the project. That gives the contractors a warm, fuzzy feeling that if they put together a good number, then it's going to get awarded. So with that, I've been happy to answer any questions. Again, this would go to the board this evening as well.
Any committee discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? This will go to tonight's board meeting with a positive recommendation. Next are reports. Are there any reports? Seeing none, next is public comment. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to address this committee for the good of the village? Seeing none, next is adjournment. I'll entertain a motion.
Aye.
Second.
Second.
A motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Meeting is adjourned.